appearance. We haven't had water for 2 days and I've been unable to shower. I am actually rather bored. Okay. I'm going to be talking about gold in South Africa, and it was basically a follow-on from diamonds because from the diamond mines in Kimberley in 1873, gold was discovered in Pilgrim's Rest, and the biggest nugget that was ever found was the Burdar nugget. Gold was discovered in Barberton in 1884, and the first gold mine in the history of South Africa was actually established in Barberton. The gold was discovered by Jan Gerrit Baantjes in 1884 on a farm in Langlaagte. And what they also discovered was there was a band gold or gold reef that was discovered in the Witwatersrand, and this actually led to the gold rush in South Africa. Along with the gold rush, became what happened. There was an enormous influx of people that had a lot of them had come from the diamond mines in Kimberley and had come up to the Witwatersrand in search of the wealth or finding gold or perhaps working for one of the companies. So the area of the Witwatersrand expanded rapidly. Along with this, what also happened is that most of the gold mines were open cast mines, so they were shallow mines. They weren't deep mines. You needed a lot of money and technology and equipment to actually sink a shaft mine so that you could go into the depths of the earth. So a lot of the small prospectors actually sold up to the British and American companies. These British and American companies invested a whole lot of money into the sinking of these shafts, and miners would then work for those companies as opposed to having their own mines. So the city of Johannesburg was established as the population grew, and it was the biggest area of concentration of gold mines in South Africa. You can still see the remnants of those mines today, and what we've also done now is a lot of the engineering companies or mining companies have started remining the residue or the dumps or whatever was left behind by those mines, and it's called tailings. So they remine the soil and what's left behind, and they then extract more gold that they go on to actually sell and make a lot of money. What also happened in these areas is that there was a lack of labor. So many African people were brought from countries like Tanzania, Mozambique, and the outlying areas in order to work on the mines. They were exploited. A lot of Asians were brought to the area as well, and Indians to fill in that gap of people that needed to work for those mining companies in order to extract the gold. Um, Black people were put in compounds, families were broken up, and we all know in history if you break up families, the repercussions are felt many, many, many years later. If there's a lack of men in the family structure or the environment or social structure. Um, what they also did is that a lot of the black African people came to work on the mines because the Afrikaners were providing protection for them, so they had to repay the taxes, or they would want to perhaps pay for labolo or buy weapons or for other uses that they needed that money for, so they would work on the mines. They were kept in compounds. They were unable to move around freely. They were basically told when, what, how, and why, and that is how they lived their lives. Mahatma Gandhi came to South Africa. He was a lawyer. He came to South Africa and was absolutely appalled by the conditions and the segregation of the people of South Africa. And he eventually stayed on to become an anti-apartheid activist. He basically, his life's work became looking or fighting for against oppression and apartheid. Another thing that happened is the land of these gold mines of the Witwatersrand were owned by the Boers. And Cecil John Rhodes, he wasn't so successful in gold mining, and he did come up to mine gold, as he wasn't as successful as he was in his diamond mining. So he decided to organize or orchestrate a raid with Star Jamison, who wanted to basically take over the gold mines, in, and gain control from the Afrikaners, because the Afrikaners owned the land of the gold mines. So their percentage of the wealth from the ore that was being mined was far greater than the British and American companies and what they were earning. And this in turn actually led to the Anglo-Boer War, or the South African War as what we know it is today. Thank you. Let me just stop this.